Our top stories tonight: controversy surrounding Beyonce's CMA attendance, tropical storms terrorizing the Southeast, and an assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump. All here on Clemson News Now. Welcome, and thank you for joining us. I'm Drew Landon.
And I'm Daniel Duncan.
On Sunday, September 15th, another assassination attempt was made on presidential candidate Donald Trump in Florida. The second attempt in just over 2 months. Trump was reportedly golfing on the West Palm Beach golf course Sunday afternoon when agents spotted a firearm sticking out of a nearby shrubbery. One of the agents immediately fired his gun, and the suspect fled the scene. Shortly, he was arrested and properly identified.
In response, former President Trump posted on X, "I am alive and well." He later went on to tell Fox News that the left has taken politics in our country to a whole new level of hatred, abuse, and distrust.
Kamala Harris, Trump's opponent in the upcoming election, has also commented on the event. She stated that she is glad Trump is safe and acknowledged that violence has no place in America. Additionally, President Biden urged Congress on Monday to provide more resources to the Secret Service in an attempt to foster more security in response to these recent events.
Next up, controversy over the remains of an ancient Egyptian queen, Zahi Hawass, an Egyptian archaeologist, recently started a campaign to bring the remains of Queen Nefertiti back to her rightful place in Egypt. In 1912, a German archaeologist discovered the queen's remains during an excavation in Tel El Armana. She has been housed in the Nice Museum in the German capital, Berlin, ever since.
Hawass, Egypt's former antique manager, looks to change that, claiming that the home of the bust should be the Grand Egyptian Museum. All the evidence shows that the bust left Egypt illegally. Hawass urges people to go to his website to sign the petition to bring Queen Nefertiti back to Egypt once and for all.
Now we move on to our sports department. Riley, how are the Clemson Tigers looking this week?
Well, Daniel, it has been a pretty solid week for Clemson sports, starting with tennis. The women's team here at Clemson hosts the Debbie Southern Furman Fall Classic right in our own facility. The tournament, usually hosted at Furman, utilized Clemson's courts for part of the weekend due to the inclement weather. In home territory, the Lady Tigers were able to do some major damage. Over the course of the 3-day tournament, Clemson was able to score a multitude of wins, including 7 of the 10 single matchups on Friday and 5 out of the 8 double matches on Saturday. Our women's tennis team sure was able to lock it down and obtain a winning record from the tournament, defeating some solid ACC competitors. Moving on to soccer, Clemson men's team made the hike up to Massachusetts to take on the College of the Holy Cross this past Monday. A tight game, no doubt, as the Tigers braved a tough fight against the Crusaders. Holy Cross scored early in the first half, but Clemson responded with 2 goals in the second, taking the lead in hopes of securing it. Junior forward Tyler Trimenol, looking to get active, scored the Tigers' first goal, followed up by senior James Kelly with another one not long after. Not willing to give up, the Crusaders were able to score a goal off of a free kick late in the second, securing the tie. Clemson's women's volleyball also had a big week as they participated in the Black and Gold Invitational. While the team had all-around success, it was freshman Nimaria Yoki that grabbed everyone's attention. In the 3-day tournament, Yoki recorded 39 kills, 12 blocks, and 53 points. Her incredible performance even earned her ACC Freshman of the Week, making her the 16th Tiger to even receive this title outside of the tournament. Yoki had also dominated the kill count, with her amount of kills in the double digits 5 out of the past 8 games. It's safe to say Yoki, along with the rest of the Clemson women's team, will sure be a force to be reckoned with this season. That's all I have for the sports department. Back to you.
Thank you, Riley. Beyonce made a buzz recently in the news as she has been locked out from the 2024 Country Music Awards. Her fan base, otherwise known as the Beehive, is furious about this shocking occurrence. After making headlines for a genre-blending track, Be Alive, featured in the film King Richard, Beyonce received no nominations, leaving both critics and fans baffled.
Superfans have gone as far as to call for boycotts of the CMAs, according to Hollywood Reporter. Beyonce went on to state, "This album has been over 5 years in the making. It was born out of an experience that I had years ago, where I did not feel welcomed, and it was very clear that I wasn't. This leaves us to believe that the world of country music just isn't ready to embrace artists who are bold enough to cross traditional genre boundaries." The CMAs will take place on November 20th, and one thing is for sure, Beyonce and her Beehive will not be in attendance.
On a more serious note, the southeastern states, including us right here in Clemson, South Carolina, prepare as a tropical storm Francine approaches. Formerly known as Tropical Storm Gordon, Francine continues to move inland, making its way through the region. Winds are predicted to reach up to 50 miles per hour. We warn viewers of potential flash floods, power outages, and fallen trees. Residents are urged to stay indoors and take precautions, including making plans in case of emergencies and stocking up on essential supplies. We'll keep you updated as we receive more information on the inclement weather.
Speaking of weather, Mallory, how's the weather looking in Tigertown this week?
Well, this weekend will give us a break from the rain we have seen this past week. The clouds will clear and bring warmer temperatures with highs near 90. It should be a great few days for everyone in town this family weekend. Moving into next week, look for the rain to return by the middle of the week. With the clouds and rain returning, the temperatures will drop throughout the week from the upper 80s down to the upper 70s. As we come to the end of September and look to October, we will start to see the temperatures begin to drop as we move into fall. That's all I have for this week, Tigers. Back to you, Daniel.
Australian Olympic breakdancer Rachel Gunn, who was made the laughingstock of social media after a performance in the Olympic Games, was recently named the #1 breakdancer in the world by sports governing body.
This shook the public after many saw the video of Gunn's unconventional routine she performed this past August in Paris. One ex-user exclaimed, "Ray Gunn ranked world #1 after Paris Olympic controversy? How funny is this?" The hate from Gunn's Olympic performance was so bad she left devastated and even had to take a break from social media for her mental health.
However, despite not receiving a single point from the Olympic judges, the world rankings are only based on the top 4 scores in the past 12 months, pushing Gunn to #1 in the world. Samuel Free, Gunn's coach and husband of 6 years, has crafted her routines to adhere best to the score sheet and combines her strengths in breakdancing to complement it. This has allowed her to win competitions throughout the past year, earning her the #1 ranking.
That's all we have for you this week. Tune in to next week for all your news locally, nationally, and globally. I'm Drew Landon.
And I'm Daniel Dungan. Clemson News Now.